as usual, so much is happening in my daily life that is triggering new ideas, new inspiration, new lessons to learn. And I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate all of those. So yesterday was my birthday, and I didn't want to spend it by myself. Last year I spent my birthday in Bali, and I was working and I was surrounded by a ton of people, and even though I was surrounded by a ton of people who were saying happy birthday, and I was very grateful for that, I didn't feel like loved or cared for. And I think that was a very important lesson for me last year, that in the future I want to be around people who know me, who care for me, who love me, who are thoughtful and are willing to put the time and effort in for me. You know, it could be something as little as just sitting down and having a nice conversation with me on my birthday. I think that just makes me feel seen, and that's really important. And I think that's really important for my inner child, who has always struggled with birthdays. And when I was in China for 3 years, I really tried to kind of change that story, and I did. I had 3 amazing birthdays and had a party for each one, which is something I never had before. And it was less of needing to have a party, but it was more about having people together, having fun, spreading love. That really means a lot to me, whether it's my birthday or just in general. I really love community. And I think on this birthday I wanted to just be with one person, just one person that was able to make me feel safe and comfortable and loved on my birthday. And unfortunately I wasn't able to make that happen. I wanted to see my best friend in New Zealand, and I'm still in Bangkok, Thailand, trying to figure out this whole career, money, change, shift thing. And it's partially my fault. If I had been a bit more proactive and thoughtful about my birthday, and I guess I didn't realize that it meant a lot to me, or that it meant enough that I would be triggered by not having the experience that I wanted. So I spent this birthday by myself, and so yesterday I learned a lot of lessons. It was kind of painful and a bit heartbreaking, but I'm just realizing more and more that it is, of course, the way that I interpret it, the way that I interpret the day, the way that I put the time and effort into creating the experience that I want. It is all down to me. And this time I just didn't do that. I wasn't, as I said, proactive about it. So I was disappointed, and that disappointment is only really due to me. And I think also, even if I don't have people around me, I need to acknowledge, and this is something about shifting my perspective, I need to acknowledge that I do have a community. I have friends and family around the world who I can communicate and talk to virtually, and who can love me and appreciate me and value me, from wherever they are in the world. They don't have to necessarily be with me, where presence and where I am at the moment in time. And that's something that I need to acknowledge, and I need to appreciate, and I need to be grateful for. And I need to be open to receiving that love. I think is really interesting, because I was having this in a turmoil. You know, at the start of the day I was very cool and calm and excited, and you know, it's always how we interpret things. At the end of the day, it's just a day. You know, the way the day is experienced is up to me, as I said. But so anyway, yeah, start the day I was like cool, calm. Took the day off from work. I was gonna go in the city, gonna explore, just do things just roam around, you know, don't set any intentions or expectations, just roam around and see how I feel. And as the day was going on, my thoughts were just getting stronger and stronger, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think I can fight them off. I don't think that I have enough power to stay calm over the situation. I don't know how to redirect my thoughts enough to not be upset about this day, about this experience. I remember this quote. It's like, if it's hysterical, it's historical. And it's from I can't remember where it's from actually, but yeah, I remember just as the day went on, I wanted to be upset. I just wanted to cry, and I kind of wanted to have a bit of a tantrum. And I was like, well, this is an inner child thing. There is something that your younger self hasn't healed from that is coming up now, and it's definitely linked to birthdays. And I think now I'm more aware of inner child work and shadow work, but before, when I used to have issues with my birthday, I didn't, you know, I never connected it to an inner child thing. I just kind of was like, oh, I fucking hate birthdays. I didn't have to deal with this. This is so awkward. This is very frustrating. I'm just gonna hide and run away, and not knowing that I could change the experience. And I think even though I've been consciously able to change the experience in the past, like with my birthdays in China, this one now requires me to dig a bit deeper. Because if I dig deeper, if I look at how my inner child experienced this day in the past, I can really remove the core of this feeling, of this experience. And I want to, you know, because I think that the experience that I had as a child is clouding my judgment of how I can experience it now as an adult. And I don't want that anymore. You know, I don't want that anymore. So I'm kind of grateful, even though yesterday was a bit painful. I'm grateful that that came up, so I can look at it, I can work on it, I can heal from it, and I can dismantle whatever beliefs and thoughts I have around my birthday and people and interactions on my birthday and what I expect that aren't necessarily true. You know, I think I believed that one of my inner child beliefs was that, oh, I'm not loved, I'm not loved, I'm not loved, I'm not loved. Which is not true, you know. I just think maybe I have an idea of what being loved is, or what it looks like, and by looking for that standard, I am missing out on everything else around me that shows that I'm loved, that shows that I'm appreciated and valued. So, you know, the funny thing about doing the work is that there is always something new. Always something new. Like, we are never, I don't think we'll ever reach the state of being like completely healed. I think that's quite impossible. I think we're just like an infinite onion, just unraveling layers after layers after layers after layers. And I think that is learning how to approach this healing journey in an appropriate manner. I think when I first started, it was like, okay, I'm gonna heal this, like I was just ticking off boxes, and like it was a bit of a competition to me. And it's not a competition. There's no winning, there's no losing. although I do feel pretty proud and a strong sense of achievement when I do identify something that I need to heal, and when I do commit to healing it, and when I do finally release it and overcome it, I just think that's such an amazing feeling. But then when I realize that there is something else that I've got to heal, and then something else that I've got to heal, and then something else, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, shit. But that's the nature of it, and we have to understand and find how we can feel comfortable navigating this thing, yeah. And it's fun. I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. You know, I always say that like I don't play games, like I'm not into board games, not into video games, not into like playing games on the phone, but like this is my game. Like healing is my game. Like learning how to like navigate it and overcome it, and the things I learn from it, I'm like, fuck yes, I love it. But I'm also learning how to like not be addicted to it. You know, there's more to life than fixating on healing. But I know it's great. You know, if I heal myself, I heal my relationships, I heal my relationship to the world around me. I can manifest a lot better if I heal. So there's a lot of good that comes from it. So it can be really fun. Yeah, anyway, and another big lesson that I learned from yesterday, my birthday, was that I was like done with settling. And I think that was the biggest, it was like a kick up the arse. And I think for me, I generally do think that we as human beings, we actually kind of really do enjoy our suffering, even though we don't consciously. We're like, why would I want to suffer? Why would I want to be in pain? Why would I want to have this experience that isn't nice? But I've witnessed over the past few months that I do actually enjoy my own suffering, and this is something that I want to overcome and heal from. But I think there is something about having a painful experience that really wakes me up. Like it really, I'm just like, okay, fuck this. This is like giving me the motivation and the drive to stop settling, to stop playing small, to sort my shit out, to really sort my shit out. And I don't say that in a way like I'm a big fat mess. I'm not a mess, but I do feel like we're always up leveling, right? So this level that I'm at right now, this stage of my life, I'm ready to complete and I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to up level. So in terms of sorting my shit out, it just means that I'm ready to close this chapter, to let go of things that I've been entertaining, and to enter a new stage of my life, which means that I've got to act differently. I've got to show up differently, in lots of different aspects: career, in money, friendships, relationships, in self-love, family, a lot of different things. So yeah, when I mean sort my shit out, I mean like, okay, well, let's fucking go after what you want, Dana. Stop fucking around, stop procrastinating, stop delaying it, stop acting like you don't know what you want, stop acting like you don't know how to get what you want, because you do. But you keep umming and ahhing, and like yesterday was like, fuck this, I'm over this, you know. If I want to have an experience where I'm surrounded by people who I know and who love me and who care for me and who are willing to be thoughtful and to put time and energy into me and my birthday, then I want to have the financial freedom to put myself in those locations, in that position. So I'm like, yeah, well, you know, this is this is a part of your problem. You know, it's nothing to do with anyone else, but this is you. You know, if you we're not playing small, you could achieve having this experience. Simple as. You wouldn't be feeling like this. So I learned a lot of lessons yesterday. So it's kind of like bittersweet. You know, I woke up this morning with an emotional hangover. When you wake up and you're still holding on to the feelings from yesterday, like I was holding on to like sadness, and mostly sadness, and like, what's another word for that one? That one's a good one. Sadness, and I don't know what the word is, but the feeling of like, okay, it's time, Dana, like I've got to do this thing that I've been putting off for so long. I need to do this to get what I want. So yeah, it's bittersweet, and I really do think that there are lessons in everything, every experience, every interaction, in everything there is a lesson for you to learn, and that lesson is to help you grow, and this for me is to help me grow. So I'm grateful, and I do think that over time, you know, these little things, like I remember, if in the past I will have like an emotional hangover for like weeks, months, I would hold on to this feeling for a long time, and I would really let it drag me down. And now that time is like a short amount of time. Maybe it's like a few hours, a few days, never more than a week. Maybe a few little things would reside, but the full impact of that feeling wouldn't hold on to me for a long time. And that's how I know I've grown. You know, if I can overcome and bounce back quickly, or in like that time frame shortens, I'm like, yeah, I'm growing. And I guess that's what it's all about, right? Growing in all different ways, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, socially. So yeah, I think it's important that we have these moments of, I always think there's a breakthrough moment of like, okay, I'm done settling. I had this in Bali last year. When I left China, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna work for anyone ever again. I want to be self-employed, I want to do my own thing. And I didn't know what industry that would be in, if it would be in life coaching or writing or teaching English. I just knew I didn't want to work for anyone. But when my money was running out, I panicked, and I was like, I've got to do a summer camp or something, because I can't figure this out really quickly. And actually at the same time, I had secured an online job with a company, and I wanted to work online remotely to maintain the lifestyle of traveling and being free and to have a flexible schedule. So I secured this online job, and then there was also this job in Bali, and I was like, I'm really drawn to this job, even though I don't want to work in a set location, even though I don't want to be working for a company and having to do all these summer camp stuff that I've done like for years since I was 15. I was like, I want to break out of the cycle, but I'm so drawn to having this experience. And that was a pattern that I had to break, a subconscious pattern. I was so used to doing this thing, even though it was something I didn't want to do and I didn't feel safe doing. I was just naturally drawn to it because I was so used to it, and I was used to seeing it as safety and security and providing for me, and and I never experienced doing that by myself. So that's why I was kind of drawn to this experience, even though I had secured an online job, which is what I wanted. And as soon as I landed in Bali and we did our induction day for the camp, I was like, fuck this, why am I here, Dana? Like, why am I here? It was the same shit, you know, being burnt out, being undervalued, not appreciated, not being able to speak up and have your say, not being heard, not being seen, just being treated like shit, you know, that you're just a person that needs to do a job for this company. Yeah, and I was like, and every day I was so tired. Every day was exhausting. We had to like work extra hours. We weren't being paid a lot compared to the hours we were working. And we just had to deal with a lot of shit every day from management and from like the organization of the company. And I was like, why am I doing this to myself again? And it was like I needed to have that experience. I needed to feel that frustration and that pain to finally pull the plug on this repeating pattern, on this cycle. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm not working for someone. I'm not tolerating this shit. I'm not putting myself in a position where I'm burnt out and people don't care about my overall health and well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally. They don't fucking care if you're burnt out. As long as you do the job, they're happy, you know. And I feel torn and tied to the situation because of course I need financial stability and security, but I'm not being treated well. I don't feel alive. I don't feel passionate about what I do. I don't think that the people around me in management are passionate about providing the service to the customers. And I want to be around people who are passionate, people who care, people who are empathetic, people who are willing to grow and to evolve and to listen to the people that they're working with and to their employees, and to meet the needs of their employees and their customers, and to be in this partnership, you know. None of that. They weren't about that. And it was like I needed to be in that situation to be like, I'm not doing this again, Dana. Like, this is it. Enough is enough. Stop playing small. And after I had finished that job, and actually what also happened was the job that I had secured beforehand, the online job, that had pulled out, that had like fell through literally like 2 weeks, maybe a week before I was gonna finish the summer camp. I was gonna go to the online job. I was gonna switch, you know. And I messaged the online job. I was like, hey, I'm actually able to start a bit earlier. And they were saying, oh, we're not looking for English teachers anymore from the UK. We're just hiring South Africans. And I was like, and what was awful was like, I had to email them to find out. They weren't gonna tell me. And I was like, fuck. Shit. Shit. And it was a blessing, actually, a blessing in disguise, because that job was also, it was restricted hours. I had to work at certain days and certain hours, and I had to report back to management. So in some ways it was still not completely what I wanted. And so after I had finished the camp in Bali, I had about maybe a month. I had maybe like 300 pounds in my name, maybe 300, 400 pounds. So I had a month to figure out what I was gonna do. And that really gave me the motivation to take the action, to go after what I wanted, to not second guess myself. And I did. I worked out. I secured, and I just became a tutor on an online platform, and it was like the best thing I ever did. I'm glad I didn't get that online job, and I'm glad that I went to Bali, because that really pushed me to not settling for working in a school again or working for a company again and being stuck in one location. And my current job is I'm a tutor online. I set my own schedule. I I can change it at any moment I want. If I do, like if I can't turn up an hour before a class, I can just cancel it. No problem. No one's telling me off. I don't have to feel guilty about it. None of that. And I have students from all around the world. In literally like a 3-hour block of teaching, I can get someone from Korea, Japan, China, Brazil, Algeria, Turkey, Italy. I'm like, wow, I love this. So I'm grateful that those string of events led me to this job. And that's what I feel like this is, these string of events, my birthday, and a few other things that are happening, and maybe a few more things will happen, will push me in the right direction to do what I need to do to up level, to earn more money, to be involved in a career that I love, to create a community that I love, and to be surrounded by like-minded people in a stable, secure way, you know, and to build this life of traveling and also having a stable foundation, having a community, having a base, and being able to build those two things that can coexist. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say, that in life there are things that happen that they're really pushing you. You know, it's not punishment, but you're being pushed to your higher self. You're being pushed to living a more fulfilling life. You're being pushed to not settle. Fuck settling, you know. I've learned that every time I've settled, bad things happen. Bad things always happen when you settle. Always, 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 always. You settle for a job that you don't want, but it provides you financial security. You fucking end up burnt out, unhappy, depressed, anxious. You're not talking to your family or friends because you don't have the time and the energy, and you don't have that enthusiasm and passion for life. Or you settle for a relationship, or settle for a guy that you're not completely into, but you feel like maybe this is as good as it can get, or you feel like, you know, but he's still nice, so we can make this happen. Bad shit happens, you know. Bad shit happens. I remember every time I settle for a guy that I'm not 100% sure about, but I'm like, but this still feels good, or he's a nice guy, or we still have a lot in common. Bad shit happens, you know, like, you know, exes get involved, or drama happens, or fights happen, or you just end up being disappointed, or they're never able to like meet your needs, or they end up talking about a fucking another girl. Don't do it. Don't settle. Don't settle when you can have everything that you want, and you can feel amazing. Why settle when you can have everything you want, and you can feel amazing, and you can feel good about life, and you can feel fulfillment and love